Hi everyone, checking in. We will be back in 10 minutes.
Paul, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
just
Stop.
we'll wait for a few minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. While we are waiting for Paul to start, I would like to quickly present my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Jiva.
Yes.
Can you?
Yeah. Please, as I said earlier, please go provide your valuable feedbacks for the previous sessions. So if you forgot the sessions, so we had 4 sessions in the morning. One from Tom Pliniak himself on Microsoft Customer Insights, and followed by extending the scenario that Tom explained as a demo, which Manon Mani has showcased, and then followed by logging in telemetry data for your Canvas application using Azure Insights that was done by Manish, and then the last one was the sales insight at a glance. So please feel free to scan the QR code, and there is also a URL in the message in the Teams. Yeah.
Jiva, one quick thing, is it possible
Yes.
to cut and paste the URL in your?
Of course.
Thank you very much.
No worries. I'll also paste the same in the message, just in case. Yeah. So please feel free to provide valuable feedback. So far, we have got only a few feedbacks. I know you might have been busy in attending the sessions. Now you got 2 or 3 minutes for that. Please do that. And the next session is going to be Paul, and then followed by sessions from Akhilesh on the Kanban boards in Dynamics 365 and surveys in Dynamics marketing. And then customer engagement using Dynamics 365 marketing from Juneidi. And finally, before the tea break, we'll have a session from Phantip and Chalaivate on Power BI updates for the COVID-19. And then we'll have a quick 10 minutes of break. And then we'll have 3 exciting sessions on one from the finance and operation from Kasun and the CI/CD expert session from CD expert Dharani and Power Apps expert PK Hong. So without further ado, let me stop my sharing and I'm privileged to welcome Paul Soliman, who is a business application the MVP and is also a community lead in Asian and also a community lead in Philippines. Paul. Paul is an expert in Dynamics 365 business applications and also in Business Central and in Power Platform as well. Up to you, Paul.
Hi, guys. Thank you, Jiva, for that wonderful introduction. I'm now gonna share my screen. There you go.
Yeah, we can see it, Paul.
Okay. Can you see now my screen, guys?
Yes, we can.
All right. So, good afternoon, guys. I know that this is gonna be like a day, or an hour, for this day. That's gonna be like we're gonna be sleepy because it's 1 p.m. We just took lunch and something like that. So I'm gonna try to be more of like not serious and informal for my session. So yeah, so thank you, Jiva, for introducing me. So I'm Paul Soliman. I'm from the Philippines, and I'm one of the MVP for business applications. Um, I'm also a co-founder of 2 companies here. I'm CEO of Active and the CTO of Raven Global Ventures. I also lead the I'm also co-leading the BizApps and Power Platform for the Philippines and also on the APAC level, together with these brilliant guys in Singapore, in Malaysia, in Indonesia, in Thailand, in India, and other part of the region. So yeah, so what I'm gonna be discussing today, ultimately the goal of my session is really to empower the citizen developers in terms of like using Teams, Power Automate, and Adaptive Guard. As I did my session before for our first online meetup, what I've created is a simple login logout timesheet for using Teams and Power Automate. So right now I'm gonna like do some icing on cake in terms of like we reuse as a UI or UX inside Microsoft Teams without using Power Apps. And for me, that's gonna be Adaptive Guard. So, just want to intro this. So, I think you saw this news about Satya Nadella mentioning 2 years of digital transformation in 2 months, and that's very, very true and accurate because even here in the Philippines, there's a lot of like clients and also not even Microsoft customer, even other collaboration application customers are really doing their work from home and online, and it's really a worth of like 2 years because of what COVID did or the pandemic did. Now the reason why we're doing that is because we're in the world that the technology is really helping the human evolution. Million years ago we evolved, and as of today I really love what's happening in terms of tech because even Microsoft is democratizing everything for us, for for us to evolve as humans in terms of technology. So there's a lot. There's a lot to talk about technology and other new things that is coming soon. Now I'm just gonna give you some vision that I'm envisioning for like 2022. So this is my personal program that I'm gonna work with the community. So this is bot assist for all. So if we want to accelerate the world and also our community, so we need to, before I was pitching about cloud computing, SaaS, cloud accounting. So no one is really like getting it. 2015, 2014, 2015, 2016, everyone is on premise. They don't want to move on cloud, even on Office 365. But now when this pandemic hits, our 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 work became impacted by these changes and shift. Now, what we're seeing because of AI and also machine learning and other things about that, are tools for us to be able to achieve more or to produce more are also being or are also evolving. So right now you can consume bots, you can consume RPAs, you can consume mobile designer, mobile app development using a democratized tool, which is Power Platform. And so I know Business Central, I know Dynamics 365, but when I saw Power Platform, for me because I'm now running two companies, I really not have this time to really do coding or extreme coding or hard coding, if you may, anymore because of lack of time. But thanks to these tools that I was able to like go back to my passion and connect other business application for me to manipulate and to create a solution, all right, specific for the need of my organization. So if you want to accelerate it, so the vision is very simple. It's a basic scheduling, collecting data, and answering messages. So I think on 2022, every citizen developers, not only citizen developers, but also if you're a practitioner enthusiast, we should have at least our own bots. And that would accelerate it. So now how are we going to do that? So for me, it's very simple step. You just need to learn Power Automate, learn Adaptive Card that I'm going to be discussing now for citizen developers. If you want to upgrade it, go to Virtual Agent and learn AI Builder. In 2 weeks, you can already connect those to your front end. So this vision of like creating an assistant for us is gonna be easy because of the tools that we will be discussing, and also some other presentation before me are very crucial in terms of like getting data, getting insight. Whatever your customer is doing is very important. Now, how do you now capture those data and how do you now create an actionable insight for so this is let's start. So the objective of this session is to like I'm gonna be discussing about adaptive card. Let you be familiar with that. To use adaptive card for Microsoft Teams, it's very easy, but it's on preview mode. So there's a lot of also development happening on the back end. I even talked to the Microsoft guys for this one. And to use Teams and Power Automate and adaptive card in one process. So I will be giving some scenarios. How can you utilize it? Why adaptive card? So number one, it's portable to any app device and UI framework. So adaptive card, I'll show you the site later. The designer is also there. It's really adaptable, meaning you don't need to or it doesn't fit only, all right? It doesn't fit only on Teams or in Microsoft platform or a stack, but you can use that to any open source platform that you have, even a web application, a progressive web app, a mobile app. Adaptive card is very fitted for that particular UI or UX. It's open, so later I'll show you the libraries and schema. It's open source and can be shared. Props to Microsoft for doing that because right now there's a lot of like people like me who's creating template for the adaptive card. It's easy to customize. I mean, I will be focusing more on the no code level of that, but I will be like showing some JSON later. It's easy. And it can be automatically styled, meaning whatever platform you're having, or even cross-platform, or whatever kind of development tools, or a host that you're gonna be using, it can adapt to it. So that's why it's adaptive card. All right. So perfect combination. So you have Microsoft Teams. For me, this is it. You have Microsoft Teams. Um, you have the flow or the Power Automate for you to be able to route the data or use adaptive card, all right, to manipulate the logic and coming from other sources and pushing that data to also other targets. So something like this. So a user will log in Teams, and now I will using Microsoft Flow or using Power Automate. I'm gonna show the UI and the UX using adaptive card. And next, I will manipulate the logic for me to be able to get data and to also post data using my Microsoft Flow. And for data source, you can even pick whatever data source is available from Microsoft Flow, or sorry, on Power Automate connectors. So there's a lot: CDS, Dynamics 365, third party like Smartsheet, SAP. So it depends on you. So I'm gonna do like 3 demos for today. So from embedded adaptive card, I'm just gonna show it quickly because there are some like back-end changes that Microsoft is doing, but I'm gonna be more focusing on the designer that you can consume without even logging in. All right, so let me go there. Okay, can you see now my screen? So I'm showing now my if you don't see my browser, then you can like tell me that you don't see my browser, because this is gonna be the demo. I'm gonna using my browser to do a demo. So
We can see
if
it, Paul.
there you go, thank you. So if you can see it now, I'm now in my adaptive cards site, which you can browse actually without even logging. So it's adaptivecards.io. So there are samples here that you can actually use already. So let me show you some sample. It's a flight update here. It's a food ordering sample. There you go. You can choose chicken, tofu, whatever. So you can also show image gallery. All right. What's the difference between the normal flow bot between adaptive card is this one can render other things like image input form or something like that. That flow bot, the normal flow bot in Teams cannot do. So what else? Favorite. This is my favorite because you can already consume this without even doing some major changes on it. If you want a more progressive inputs or complex inputs, you can use this template. So just go here, adaptive cards io.samples. You can also do a restaurant information here and whatever. So there's a lot here. Even this is very important. Even this one, the expense report sample. So imagine how much data you can put inside and you can get using adaptive card. Okay, so let me go to my demo. So first one, I'm gonna show you how to create an input and data collections. So to do that, you go to the designer. Okay, you can there and try to manipulate it. Okay, you can get this one and you can just try it yourself. So for you to see all the samples, all the elements, and all the payload for JSON. All right. So I don't need to code. I just need to do a drag and drop. Then I'll show it to you later. So for this one, this is the title. All right. So title is a text block. Okay. So text block meaning you can show any data here. You can type later. I can put dynamic content on it. It doesn't need an ID, so you can pass that because it's not gonna be a variable. Just gonna show a text. Say for example, hi. So you can just put it there because what I want to do is to put dynamic content there later, and body is like please. This is just a test. Okay, and then here just gonna delete something like this. I just want to show you that I will get data because I prepared something that is already created. So placeholder, I'm gonna just get one placeholder here. Okay, let me just show this text. Let's say for example, well, sorry, I want to get the display name for the username, and then just this one is gonna be the ID. So you need to have this because um, you need to put something so you will be able to path your dynamic contents later, or even the expressions later. So you need to need this, and I don't want that. I just want text and submit. So you can see it generated a code. So here you can see everything that I've created without, I mean, editing this payload. So I just need to copy this, okay, and go to my, sorry, and go to my flow and create something. So it's creating now. Right. So let's say, sorry, is anyone asking question or something? So I go from instant, manually trigger a flow, and I said this is BizApp test and create. Okay, sorry. Wait, because I want, this is an input form. Um, is this an input text? Let me check. Okay, this is an input text. There you go. So submit is also there. Let me copy it again. Double checking and a new step. So now I'm in my flow. If you go to this Microsoft Teams action, you can see a lot of like action that you can use. So right now, what we need to do is to find the post your own adaptive card, which is this one, post your own adaptive card as the flow bot to a channel or to a user. But what I'm going to do now, because I need a response, is I need this one. Post an adaptive card to a Teams channel and wait for response, or post adaptive card to a user. Let me find that one. Where is that? There you go. Post an adaptive card to a team user and wait for a response. So when I click that, it will, I'll just get the email of the one who's triggering the flow. Here doesn't matter. Now this what matters. I copy paste that, so it will be something like this. And as you can see also in my message box, that the JSON was copied, and I can technically easily manipulate this later when I want to show something or to be chat to my teams. All right. So I will not do something because I just want you to see that I can capture data using adaptive card and Microsoft Teams. Let me just this one. So there you go. So the updated message is what do you want your user to see if they finish answering the form? Let's say thank you for submitting your username. And then do you want to show the updated card? I said yes, and there is an alert here. Summary is the Flowbot name. So say bot capture. So is alert. It's gonna be on the activity feed on Microsoft Teams. Yes, you can do that. So it will be alerted, and press save. Okay, it's saving now, and then I can test it. I'll perform the trigger action. So hoping that there is no error. It signs in my Microsoft Teams. There you go. And done. Oh, it fails. Why? Oh, sorry. Okay. So I think, wait, let me delete this one because I have this, and let me delete this one. Sorry, I did not delete some of that. Again, I'll just need to copy paste back it to my flow and post it again. Let me see if this is gonna run. If in case I have already created something that is running, I can show it to you later after this. And then run it. Done. There you go. So it waits for my response because this is what the job of this specific action is to wait until I respond to a Microsoft Teams. So this is what I created. This is what the adaptive card looks like. So I did not place a placeholder or input a placeholder, but you can do that. You can also bold this and put image, but for this session, so I can demo everything, I'm just gonna be doing this faster. Let's say my username is Soliman. So it's not true. There you go. So thank you for submitting your username, blah 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 blah. Now when I go here to see my return value for the particular submit, I should see it here. It's just loading. There you go. So the display name is Paul Suleiman. Now the good thing with that is if you can see the body, all right, of my JSON, so you can see that I actually press submit and I get the data automatically without really configuring this JSON data. Sorry, this JSON action. So you can see the data that I get is Paul Suleiman. Now, how does it work if you want to post this to post that on something like a SharePoint or Dynamics 365? Now, I've created something here. This is the filling card. So the role of this flow is to for me to get the fillings of my developers, because I'm leading a group of developers now. We're developing an app. So I want to get the feelings or the emotion of that developer every day when they're doing a specific task. And you can try that. It's very helpful because emotion drives productivity as well. So before I go to the Scrum meeting and something like that, I will ask them to input or to like create a weekly reports what they feel about last week. And then by that I can address the issue. It's very important if you're working from home because you can see you will not be able to see your staff or your developers while they're working from home. So you need the better capturing mechanism for you to be able to make decision faster. Like, am I gonna extend this time or this deadline because my developer doesn't have an internet and is very stressed, something like that. So you can use this action. Now if I paste this in my designer or in the designer, this is magic actually, and you can see that it changed, right? So it's gonna like this is a dynamic content actually. Then what I did is I just put the choice set. So do something like and what are you going to do today? It's a text only, and this one is an input element that I can get whatever this task or action or activity he wants to do for a particular day. So when I run this, it goes like this. Sorry. There you go. Sorry for that. Uh-huh. So I have a SharePoint here, and this. So I'll explain later why I needed this. I use an expression for me to be able to get it. I have the video that I watched. It's from Audie Gordon, one of the product manager of Power Automate. Unfortunately, there are bugs. That's why it's in preview. That's supposed to be you can use this ID or this data coming from the coming from the adaptive card form and posting it or using it to any action or even update action like in SharePoint. But my problem is I think my version has a bug, and I really found a way how to troubleshoot it. I'm gonna share my the link of how you troubleshoot it later. It's in my presentation. So how does it like? So technically in my SharePoint, I want to create an item. By the way, this is it. This is the SharePoint list, the filling list that I created. All right. So it should add up there. I just tested it, and okay, what it will do is it will get the data of the fillings ID, which is here. So fillings ID is a choice. So whatever data I pick as a user, that data would be returned. And also this one, the input text, which is my task. And date is just a current date. I just use that for me to be able to date. But it doesn't depend on the adaptive card because this is just an action here on my manual trigger flow command. So let me test this now. Okay, let me run this. So it's supposed to run very well. There you go. Sorry, a bit of slow, but I see it here now. So there. So how? Sorry for this one. You can pick other URL. You can just copy paste. It doesn't matter. It's really URL that now accept that. It's supposed to be the smiley button that I've created here, but I think there's a problem with my URL that I'm using. But it doesn't matter. It's okay. So how do you feel today? So I will say that I'm happy because doing an iOS patch. There you go. Then press submit. It will go here and it will submit that. Let me go to my flow and see the run history. It's running now. So it runs successfully. You can see the return value that I've posted. Just gonna show it here. So what does it do? Technically it gets everything that I. So this is very important, this one. So when I press submit button, it gets the fillings ID and also my task. This is exactly what I input in my chat or in my adaptive card capture. and it went to my SharePoint as something like this. Okay. All right. So what bug am I talking about? So I'm gonna show you the bugs. So I'm gonna create something like this so I will not break my uh, my whole flow or power or my automation. So let's say I want to do an Outlook, send an email. So here, supposed to be, I should get the dynamic content, but I can't. So because again, as mentioned, Microsoft's still fixing those kind of things, but some other version, I don't know because we don't see the version, right? They're saying if you enable the experimental view here, it sometimes it might break it, but I'll show you later when I enable that. It will show me the embedded designer. I don't need to go to this designer, but later I'll show that. Okay, so that's how you create a capturing adaptive card. Now is I'm gonna show you how to create a display only card. So display only is just like returning values, all right? Returning values to in my designer, I'll go back to my designer again. So I just created something also there. All right. This is what I don't want to see. All right, there you go. So what I want to do, I have one SharePoint list here that I've been doing. You know what? The last session, I tried to like do a simple login log out, and what I want to do today is to just project as a as a as a as an employee or as a staff. What I want to do is to return the value or get my timesheet record for the day. That's the only thing I want to do now. So I created this flow. So what it will do is, of course, I need to get my SharePoint items, and I do like OData filter just for me to filter the, of course, who's triggering the flow and the timesheet date. It's a is input here, so I can filter what time to see, and I just put dynamic content. This one I did not arrange, so you can format the time. So usually in SharePoint, the default is date time or the timestamp, but you can format that using format time value expression. And as you can see also here that I input something. So for me to be able to go to that URL, so and filter the employee name so I can see the timesheet for me and not the timesheet of anyone. It will go something like this. So technically, this is a fact set. So a fact set is a set of facts, and you can add new facts here. The good thing about this is you don't need to do it one by one. So if you want to like get a table or a data that you want to be structured, it's better that you use fact set. And again, as mentioned, I just demoed it a while ago on my previous demo that this one just captures the text, but you can put dynamic content on that. And this is the timesheet that has also a trigger by date, which is the dynamic content as well. So if I run that, sorry, I'm gonna run it here because I want you to see that that will prompt me for a timesheet date. So by the way, you can run Microsoft Flow in Teams. You just need to install the app of Flow here using this apps browsing capability of Microsoft Teams. You can also do Power Apps there later. Sorry, not this flows So I go to this one, then press the run button. Then I want to get yesterday's timesheet of mine. Then run. Should chat me. There you go. It says here on my chat window. Um, so see, because I did not format this. So this is your timesheet for 2020-0501. And then when I press see more, it will go to my SharePoint. And it will filter every timesheet that I have for myself. Okay. So that's how you show the data. Now, as much as I want to demo this, but this is very crucial because I think Microsoft is still doing something for it, and I'm not really recommending you to use this. You still go to this designer and copy paste something here because some of the function of the embedded design is not that really working. So this is what I'm talking about. So again, gonna go back to the teams and okay. So again, get my user email, a message. Oops, supposed to do the experimental. No, it's not working. Wait, that's what I'm talking about. It's supposed to give me that experimental view. There we go. So whatever I pick here, there you go. So when I press create an adaptive card, it will go here. It's the same that I have with my designer. The only sorry. Let me go back to my screen. Accidentally pressed the stop presenting button. So you can see also whatever you want, you can do here. You can also do it here in the embedded designer. The only problem is there's a lot of not a lot, but there are bugs here that of course you need to do troubleshooting if you use this. It's still safe to use adaptive card designer and just copy pasting this one to your Microsoft Flow. Go. So you can explore some samples here and template. It's up to you. So for me, again, it's better that you explore and also try it, try every sample here. It's gonna be so impactful, and you can also do here and press this button. There's also documentation samples there that you can use for you to be able to utilize the adaptive card using Microsoft Flow. It's here. So it's a heck of a topic. It's there. I mean, Microsoft put emphasis on this one. So because for me this is the future of UI. Sorry for Power Apps. No, I'm just kidding. I still love Power Apps, but if you want a quick UI input form and showing some data, then you can use Teams and Adaptive Card. So there you go. As I mentioned, there is a known issue. So you can read that for you to be able not to to prepare for that kind of issue because it's gonna be a lot of time if you will troubleshoot by yourself. And all right, so for some troubleshooting video that you can do for if the dynamic content is not showing after you use the adaptive cards in Teams, you can see the link here. I'm gonna put that in the message box after. So yeah, so So there's a lot of like scenarios that you can use adaptive cards, like updating an opportunity from Teams to Dynamics 365. I'm gonna post a blog on that as well. I'm just having a hard time to create trials today. I think because of this COVID situation, it's hard to create a Dynamics 365 trial. You can do updating tickets from Teams to Dynamics 365. Now, the good thing with this is you don't need to train, all right? You don't need to train your salespeople or like the engineering team for them to go to Dynamics 365 and explore all the buttons and all the functions there. What you need to do is just to create a simple form that can actually capture um, data from Teams. It will be designed by adaptive card, and all the data goes to Dynamics 365 by using Flow and approval workflow and many more. So there's a lot of like sample that the MVPs are already posted or already posted on YouTube and also on their blog sites. I'm still exploring this one, and I think this is gonna be big. All right, count like 3 months to 6 months. Microsoft is really pushing this tool that they made for us to be able to use to create UI and UX more simpler. And tips for solutioning, as I always say, is you need to do empathic listening for your customers. You don't need to create power apps quickly or create power apps defaultly. But what you need to do is to listen to them. Maybe they just need an input form that they can use. All right, so just use adaptive card or even Teams or forms. Do not over engineer it. All right, meaning don't just like put AI builder functionality or whatever. Just get the um, exact need of the client first. Don't yet customize. If you can use the standard functionality, let's say for D365, then that's fine. Just go with that path. And I'm encouraging also the citizen developers, enthusiasts, the pro developers to explore these new methods. Or if you join the Azure bootcamp, there's a lot of also new features that Azure is gonna be releasing. Then I'm encouraging you to learn those things, learn those new things, like 1 hour a day or even 4 hours a week, for you to be able to. You don't know that there is the answer, that solution is the answer to your problem, even with like implementing Dynamics 365. So please test and the new methods and try to deploy it by yourself. Um, Again, I think that was my last slide, and this one I'm gonna post it to the message box. So thank you. So we need feedback, of course, for us to be able to grow our community and to grow our the Dynamics community and BizApp community and Power Platform community around the world. So we value your feedback. And yeah, so thank you for giving me this opportunity to share a simple and a quick demo of adaptive card.
Thanks, Paul. Sorry, can you mute yourself? Paul, that's really insightful. I can see possibilities are endless using adaptive card. So we have some questions here. One from Kyra.
All right.
What is the difference between RPA and Power Automate? Does it complement each other, or is it used differently?
Okay. Yeah, good question. So Power Automate is the whole stack for us to be able to like manipulate logic, connect every third-party application, utilize the data or integrate the data with each other using CDS or something like that. And RPA is just one feature of Power Automate. RPA is called UI Flow. So I'm gonna type that here. So UI Flow is a feature of Power Automate that does the robotics process automation that manipulates even your physical desktop and also your web app and web browser. So RPA for me is a method is it's a process, but not a technology. So the holistic technology. I mean, even if I'm not using UI flow, it's still considered as robotic process automation. If I process a repetitive task and also I process a lot of data like manipulating CRM records without any intervention from humans or from my staff. So UI flow, you can use UI flow to fully utilize the RPA functionality of Power Automate. So that's the difference.
Thanks, Paul. And another one from Raja. This flow bot can be configured inside specific team channel only. Does it mean to
No.
okay?
Okay.
Does it mean
Thank
to
you for
notify and get information from specific team?
yeah, thank you for that information. So right now in Teams, the Flowbot is posting to two different method. Number one, it can be posted to a channel, to a Teams channel. Number two, it can be posted to a user, so targeted user that you want. User, when I say user, it's the chat, it's the personal chat box of a user. On a Teams channel, it can be also posted. So you don't need to even use adaptive card for that. So if you go to the Teams action in Power Automate, you can see even the simple flow bot that can post to different channels and also to a single chat box.
Okay, last one from Robin. Is adaptive card the override? I mean, update the value entered previously.
Oh yeah. So
So,
does this
sorry.
allow the values to over? Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is the adaptive card the new power apps from specifically for Canvas app?
Uh, is the power is adaptive card? No. So adaptive card, as I mentioned, is a open source tool that you can use for let me share my screen again. So there's a lot of use. So if you will see here the select host app actionable Outlook actionable message, Cortana Windows base or whatever, as long as that particular host or framework can use JSON to render UI, then you can use this. So it's not only for Power Platform or even Power Apps.
Okay, thanks, Paul. I think that's it for now. Everyone have any other questions? Please just let give it in the chat, and we will get back to you. And next coming up session is from Akhil, and Akhil is our Dynamics 365 and Power Platform Solutions Specialist, Microsoft Certified Trainer, and Power Platform Evangelist. So, Akhil, you there?
Hi, is everyone able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So let me share my screen. Okay, just give us a thumbs up if you are able to see the content.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. So good afternoon, everyone, and hello and greetings to whichever part of the world you are in. This is so exciting to have people from the entire ASEAN, from different countries. And thanks to all the efforts that have been put together by the leads, by Jiva, Sanjeev, and everyone else. The session that I'm going to focus today is basically about Kanban boards, which is also called as Kanban visualization in Dynamics 365. It's basically a new feature that has been introduced in one of the latest versions. But before I get into that, a little bit of background about me. So my name is Akhilesh Dubey. You can call me Akhil. That's the short name. And I am a solutions specialist at KPMG Asia Pacific. I am also part of the business applications and power platform community in Singapore and ASEAN, led by Jiva, Sanjeev, and everyone. And what we are going to look today is basically some of the details about what Kanban is, why it has been included in Dynamics 365, what is the use of it, what is the background of Kanban, where it has come from, and what value it brings on the table for the community and the customers. So just to start with the background and what is Kanban. So Kanban is basically a Japanese word, which essentially means visual signal. And the concept of Kanban actually originated from lean manufacturing. So those of you who are from the manufacturing industry or manufacturing background would be able to relate to what is lean manufacturing. It is basically focusing on maximum output in a very fast and robust manner. And Kanban boards have been very instrumental in bringing all of that into practice. And if you work in services or technology, how Kanban basically brings value to your work is very often when you are working in large team who are working on rapid application development, very often you will find your work to be invisible, intangible, unreportable. So to make it more visible, visually appealing, and making sense to the audience who are watching your work progress, Kanban boards are very instrumental. And a Kanban board also helps basically show your work to others and keep everyone on the same page in terms of the progress that you are making. What you see on the right hand of the screen is typically a hazed out view of how Kanban boards have been looking in the past. And just to get more into the details, so what are the basic elements of a Kanban board in any industry? So basically, there are 5 basic components. One thing that Kanban boards are basically made of are visual cards. So you can term them as sticky notes or tickets or anything like a card or anything. Those are basically the soul of Kanban boards. These cards are basically laid down into different columns. So that is the second component of a Kanban board. So each column basically represents a specific activity that together composes a workflow. So you may be having a workflow like these are my to-do items, these are my work in progress, these are my pending items, these are my completed items. And if you have a much more complex process, you can have many more such columns. So columns are basically another component of a Kanban board. Another thing that is very instrumental about a Kanban board is a commitment point. So what do you mean by commitment point? It is basically the time or the moment when an idea is picked up by the team and the work starts on the project. So if you have worked on Scrum or Agile projects, you know that all your work breakdown structure is basically identified as user stories and use cases. So there would be a lot of user stories that would come that would get added to your backlog, and you have to prioritize them based on the client's needs, based on when they basically should come into production and so on. So the moment you basically have decided that now it is the time to pick up a task and start working on that particular point in time is called as a commitment point. There is another component of Kanban board which is called work in progress limits. Now this is basically to manage your work, to manage your workload effectively. So work in progress limits are the maximum number of cards or the tasks that can be in one column or one stage at any given point in time. So let's say if in your Kanban board you have decided that at any point in time my work in progress should be maybe 9 cards or 9 story points, then 9 is basically your work in progress limits. And the last component is basically the delivery point. So delivery point is when the product or service is in the hands of the customer, it is about to release to production or released into production. And the team's goal should be to take the cards from commitment point to the delivery point as fast as possible. And that is basically is what justifies the lean production or lean manufacturing or lean way of producing your work items in a IT project. In the past, there have been Kanban boards used at factory shop floors, in projects, on project teams' floors. And if you look at the left-hand side of the screen, physically, these Kanban boards have been maintained into whiteboards, into walls, and people have been looking at it. They are basically analyzing which work items people are working on, which are the next ones to work on, and things like these. And all these concepts put together has been brought into Dynamics 365 also in form of the Kanban views for your opportunities and tasks. So we are going to talk about them later. And Dynamics is not the first of the application suite that has actually tried to digitize the physical Kanban boards and make it a digital Kanban board. There have been other applications, project management applications, CRM applications. So Salesforce also has Kanban board. Some of the project activity management tools like Trello have Kanban boards. So those are basically the digital Kanban board. And now it is Dynamics 365 and Microsoft core development team at Microsoft who have tried to bring this digital Kanban board into the Dynamics Business Applications suite. I would like to talk about the business value that it brings on the table and some of the feature details. So in terms of business value, Microsoft has been pretty sensitive and have been actively listening to the customers, to developers and the entire fraternity to learn how they can make Dynamics 365 application as a whole better. And that's why you see all of those new features that people have been presenting today and in previous sessions also, like you have sales insights, you have better way of doing email engagement, artificial intelligence bits have been added into all sorts of insights application. So similarly, they were getting request about having a Kanban board into Dynamics 365 application, and that's why you have the Kanban views now. In terms of feature details, Kanban board basically lets you easily toggle between the existing grid view of opportunities. So as you know, today, when you go to opportunities grid, you have all opportunities, open opportunities, closed opportunities, and so on. So you have different views that you can configure in rows and columns. So now what they have given is you can have a way to easily toggle between the existing grid view and the new Kanban view. It can help the sellers who can view their opportunity pipeline by sales path into different fish lanes, into different columns, columns by status and by the opportunity stages. It is basically a simplified and intuitive experience to move opportunities into different stage. So it's kind of a drag and drop functionality that has been provided to move your opportunities through various different life cycle stages. And the Kanban view also allows your team to move opportunities from one stage to another by simply dragging them. So these are some of the features. This is just a snapshot view of how the Kanban view of opportunities basically looks into the application. So as you can see, there are various different sales stages for your opportunities. Here you can see the open opportunities which are in the qualify stage, in develop stage, some of them in propose stage and close stage. If you have a complex onboarding workflow, if you have a complex business process flow in your organization, then you can have as many number of sales stages, and that's pretty much have been into the application for a long time, but now you can express them into the Kanban view. And then in today's demo into the actual application, we will talk about things like how the feature has been made available on the 2020 release wave 1. How do you switch on the control, the Kanban view control on opportunities and activities entity? So just to give the disclaimer, as of now, Microsoft has only enabled the Kanban view for opportunities and activities entity. Probably they may be thinking to switch it on or probably make it enable for other opportunities like other entities like accounts, contacts, and so on. But as you understand, to move things from one fish lane to another, you need to have a process flow. So typically it would make sense to have Kanban view for the entities which have got a business process flow attached to them. They can be attached with account provided you have a linear account onboarding cycle moving into different sales stages. But as of now, it is not available. It is only available for opportunities and activities. And the different ways in which you can toggle your Kanban types or views is basically by business process flow and by statuses. And we will also like to talk about what happens when you try to switch it on for other entities for which Microsoft has not made it available. So just to dive into the application. So this is the actual application view wherein I have all my opportunities laid down into a Kanban view. So initially they were not like this. They were like any other entities where you express your views into different grids. So for example, in activities, I have not switched on the Kanban view as of now. So you can see pretty much it's the traditional layout of the activities into a grid. But when I go to opportunities, it pretty much gives me my open opportunities into a different view, which is basically the Kanban view. I will let you know how to basically start the Kanban view into your application instance. So for that, what you have to do is you have to go to Power Platform Administration Center. So once you go to admin.powerplatform.microsoft.com, and if you are logged in, single signed on into your environment, you will be given a view like this, wherein all your environments are present. So you may be having a sandbox environment, you may be having a production environment, and so on. So all your environment will be present here, and then what you have to do is you have to go back to one of the environments, and you have to basically see whether you have already opted for the features of release wave 1 or not. If you have not done that, then you will have to opt for getting into the different features of release wave 1. And once you have done that, then you will be given the option to basically switch on the Kanban view. What if you do not opt to go into release wave 1, or you do not activate it for your instance? What would it look like if you try to switch on the Kanban board? So if you have switched on the Kanban control without actually opting to activate the release wave 1, when you come to open opportunities, you will see a blank screen over here with a big message box over here, which would say that this feature is basically part of release wave 1. So you first activate release wave 1, and then only you will be able to see the Kanban view. But once you have done, which takes almost a couple of hours to activate it for different workloads that you have in your instance, like Dynamics 365 for sales, for marketing, for service, and so on and so forth, then you will be able to switch on the Kanban view. How do you switch on the Kanban view? Is basically you go to the entity level to do it. So as you have traditionally been doing configuration and customization, you have to go to advanced settings. So basically from advanced settings, you have to come down to settings area. Under settings, you have to go to customization, and then you have to customize the system. If you wish to actually make it part of your own solution, then better you go to one of the solution where you want to activate it. But because here I want to do it for the default solution, I go to customizing the system. And then now, because I'm aware that it is available only for opportunities and activities, I'll straight away go to the opportunities entity, which is alphabetically sorted. So once I go to O, I get opportunities, and then I go to the control that I wish to switch to. So once I am into opportunities main view of the entity, it will give me the different options to switch on the control. So basically you have the general tab, you have primary field and controls in the entity definition level. So go to the controls level, and this is where you have to add a control, because I have already added. So Kanban is visible here, and I have already switched it on for the web. You can always do it for the phone and the tablet layout for your field sales staff to basically access your opportunities in a Kanban view on a phone or a tablet. So once you go to the add control, it will give you an option to basically start the Kanban, and then you can say that I want to add that control, and it says that you can use this control to display items in a Kanban view. So once you do that, it will be added here, and then initially all the three option buttons would be not selected. You select the web part of it. Once you have done that, you come back to your instance, maybe Sales Hub, and then basically refresh your page. Once you refresh your page, you are landed into your new changes will be brought in. So once you go to the opportunities, then you will see your opportunities laid out not in a not in a grid format, but in the Kanban format. If you look at the right-hand side of the screen, you have the different Kanban type, and there is a drop-down here where you can select whether you want to see the Kanban view by business process flow or by status. So currently I have selected business process flow. That's why all my opportunities are segregated into different business process flow stages, like how many of them are in qualify. So out of the 15, 10 are in qualify, 9 are in develop, 10 are in propose, and 5 of them are closed. If I wish to see by status, because I have different statuses, then I see that I have 10 open opportunities. None of them are won, and none of them are lost. Now, how do you progress through the different opportunities, or basically move through the different opportunities? Is you have to simply select the opportunity that you are working on. So let's say here, if I'm working on this opportunity to sell some refrigeration smart sensors, which was earlier in the qualify stage. But because I have made the meeting with the customer, I have got something, some commitment from the customer, and I understand as a salesperson that now I have moved on to the developer stage, where I have to basically develop a unique proposal for my customer. So it is a good time to move my opportunity from qualify to developer stage. Instead of just opening up the opportunity, you can go to that particular card and you can drag and drop. So you have to select and you have to drag and drop it to the next stage. So once you do that, there may be some mandatory steps to be completed when you are moving opportunities from one stage to another. So you have to complete those steps like identify contact, identify account, and so on and so forth. And then you have to move your opportunity to the next stage. So in this case, I have moved it from qualify to develop, and I have closed it. And then I will find that my opportunity, which was earlier in the qualify fish lane or the qualify column, has now moved on to the develop stage. You can always do it in the reverse direction also. If you have proactively moved it to the developer stage, but later on, after discussing with your sales manager or your team, you feel that no, it is not worth moving it from qualify to develop at this moment, you can happily bring it back to the qualify stage once again. And that way, it will also ask you to basically activate the qualify stage because you are yet to complete some of the steps that you were supposed to complete in the sales stage qualify. So that's how seamless it is to basically drag and drop your opportunities. And then, as I had started my presentation saying that the Kanban is basically a visual representation. Any point in time, if you have to report, if you have to basically give a bird eye view or probably a management view to senior stakeholders of how your sales health looks like, you can always point them to this Kanban board and they can happily acclimatize themselves. So if you are working in a lean sales team, then probably the Kanban board makes sense for you to keep track of your opportunities. Let me just show you how the system behaves when you basically try to convert an opportunity into won or lost opportunity. So you know that when you win opportunities, there are a couple of options that that Dynamics platform gives you. Like when you win opportunities, it asks you some information about what were the factors that basically caused this win, and then you have to basically specify them. So in this case, if I have already won one of the opportunities and I wish to move it to the won column, in that case, it will straight away give me the close opportunity dialog box with won as the open status. And you may be familiar that whenever you basically qualify an opportunity or convert into an actual business, it gives you something like this close opportunity dialog box where you basically give the reason, what was the actual revenue that you are targeting or you have been able to target, and what is the actual close date. So let's say in this one, it's a 500,000 worth sale. I just specify 500,000 and say OK to this. So then this would be considered as a won opportunity. And similarly, if you have lost an opportunity to a competitor or because it has been cancelled, a similar dialog box for lost opportunity would be provided to you, wherein you can specify what was the reason for losing this opportunity, what was the actual revenue that you would have clocked if you would have won this opportunity, and things like these. Who is the competitor who won, and what is the description, what went well with them that did not quite work out for us. Now, the good and interesting part of this, as I was saying, is to understand what happens when you try to switch it on for other entities. So let's go back to one of the entities. Let's say in our case, let's go to accounts entity. So because Microsoft has not enabled the Kanban view for account opportunity, if I go and do the similar thing and go to customize the system and say that no, this time I want to activate the Kanban view because my management is asking to look my account overview also in Kanban view, that would not be supported. And when you come back and refresh your page, it will show you something like this, that the Kanban visualization is currently supported only for activity and opportunity entities. So you may want to switch it back to the grid view. So for that, you will have to again go back to the customization and you say that, okay, I'm happy to keep it in the grid view. So you follow the similar steps, go to the account entity definition, and then go to the controls tab, and then your Kanban is selected. Instead of that, you say that for the web, I want to have a grid control. So then you have to save, you have to publish to reflect those changes on the user's end. So once you save and publish this, it will toggle back to the grid view. So that's basically the way where administrators can help you toggle your views for different entities, opportunities, and activities from grid view to the Kanban view and vice versa. So let's just wait to publish the changes and show you the effect here. If I go to dashboard, or maybe refresh the page as a whole to have my published changes reflect in. If I come back to accounts, yeah, so now you have your usual way of view of accounts and other entities because Kanban is not supported here. So that's pretty much about the Kanban views. This session is going to be crisp and short with whatever I have told because I actually wanted to put forth more about why Microsoft is adding all new features, what is the pragmatism behind it, rather than just considering it as a technical feature. How do you basically position it to your customers and partners and your management, and when is the real need? So not all the organization would like to manage their business processes in a lean way. So in that case, there is no requirement to basically switch on to the Kanban view. It's only needed when you are actually on the ground working in a more of a lean fashion. So with that, I would encourage you all to ask any questions. As I said, this is going to be a short and crisp session because this is what is the content that is available for the Kanban views. There have been other more engaging sessions on dynamics marketing, customer insights, sales insights, which have a lot of different components to showcase. But with the Kanban views, it's pretty much it at the moment from Microsoft side. So this is it from my side on the Kanban views. Please feel free to scan the QR code for evaluating the sessions. Your engagement with the community actually helps a lot for the organizers, for the leads, to plan the different features and plan the next events. So would encourage you to do that. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to take them now.
Thanks, Akhil. That's really amazing demo. We have one question here from iLead. Can we add new Kanban type or modify the existing Kanban type?
Right. So at the moment, as you would have seen or noticed one thing, let me share my screen once again. I mean, out of the box, if I speak, there are just a couple of Kanban types that have been provided, which is business process flow and status. But if you come back to the customization, and if I talk a little bit more about the controls, this control area is nothing but basically something, if you are familiar about Power Apps component framework. So Kanban is basically one of the PCF control that has been added by Microsoft core development team sitting in Microsoft. You can very well create your own Power Apps component framework control, and Kanban can be one of them. And in that case, probably you can have more choices made available to your customers. But certainly speaking, that would need a little bit of coding experience, a little bit of understanding of how the PCF framework works. But you can very well have a user control that you can create, and with that you can create the Kanban types as well, or probably the custom control types in which you want to you wish to see the layout. But just to answer your questions, out of the box, what has been provided by the platform is just two Kanban types, which is basically by business process flow and by status.
Okay, thank you. Everyone, we still have some more spare time. Anyone would like to ask the questions, feel free to unmute yourself.
Fantastic presentation. Thanks, Kwa, and fantastic presentation, Akhil. So, the display itself is a Kanban board. It's fantastic, very elegant, very succinct. If we have custom entities within CDS, could we actually, as you were saying, put a control with a bit of code and then pull those from custom entities?
Yes, Sanjeev. Yes, you can do that, but yes, that would require. So if you want to leverage the out-of-the-box Kanban control, I think there is limitation around that. It has been rather than talking about custom entities, it is not even available for all the out-of-the-box entities at the moment. As you have seen, it did not render anything on account. But if you wish to do a PCF control similar to Kanban view created by Microsoft, you can very well activate them for the custom entities as well.
Got it. Because I mean, as I think through this, representing business process flows, like let's say you're in a procurement flow or something thereabouts, this seems like a very elegant way of actually representing the entire flow, and then potentially actually signaling to business users as to where they are in the whole process of procurement, to say, hey, look, it is actually stuck with the procurement lead or stuck with senior management to approve or something like that. So it visually describes the journey.
Yes, and as I had mentioned, it is more about managing your workload, managing the load on your teams, managing your work in a more streamlined way. So WIP limits or work in progress limits is basically the concept which makes sense when you opt to basically move from grid view to Kanban view, wherein you can always keep a check on how many different activities to basically consider in work in progress at a certain point in time. So setting up the limit so that some part of your team are not too bogged down with a lot of tasks. Rather, it is uniformly distributed and well maintained and guided by the top management or from your senior folks. That at any certain point in time, these are the number of opportunities that need to be in qualify stage, or this is how should be the pace of our development or production or whatever.
Gotcha. Perfect. Back to you, sir. Thank you very much.
We have some more questions here. What is the advantage of creating Kanban board in D365 compared to Team Foundation Server? What is the advantage add to the customer?
Okay, so as you said, as you may understand, the Team Foundation Server is basically a tool which does much more than managing your activities or opportunities. It is basically about managing your IT project itself in terms of what starts as a use case, then moves on to the development, who is it assigned to, and then what is the code that is attached to this, what are the use cases from the testing team that are attached to this. So to have a Kanban board in Team Foundation Server is one part of it, which is basically doing the internal job of how do you basically progress your technical IT development project, and that can be done on tools like Team Foundation Server. But if you are a business team, which is basically your service team, which are working on tasks, your field sales team, which is working on opportunities, then they would engage themselves on a platform like Dynamics 365 for sales or Dynamics 365 for service. And to facilitate these business teams rather than your technical IT coding teams to have their views or to plan their work in a Kanban fashion or a lean development fashion, this tool has been added into the business application. So there are two things. One thing is about managing your projects, its life cycle from all the way from taking requirements from the customers, development, testing, user acceptance testing, production, managing production bugs, and attaching all of them together, and also managing them in a lean manner that you do in tools like Trello, in tools like Team Foundation Server. But when it comes about managing your business, the front line or the front phase of the business, your sales team, your service team who are talking to their customers and who are working on opportunity pipeline and all, then tools like Dynamics 365 need to have a feature like a Kanban board. So that's the reason it has been brought into Dynamics 365 customer engagement or sales.
Thanks, Akhil.
Thank you. And we have some more questions here. We still have time. Which process flow is considered for opportunity entity if there are multiple process flow available?
It doesn't really differentiate between the process flows. So whichever process flow you have applied on your opportunity, that would reflect here. So if you have multiple business process flow depending upon your type of opportunity, let's say if you are doing a B2C, there is a different business process flow. If you are doing a B2B, there is a different business process flow. When you come to the Kanban view of those opportunities, they will align themselves into that particular business process flow. So it typically depends upon which sales team is accessing, so the user who is accessing that business process flow, and what kind of the read opportunities or the access permissions they have on that particular business process flow. So if I am one of the salesperson who is working on a B2C opportunity and the sales stage has got 4 stages, when I come to the Kanban view and switch it to the Kanban type as business process flow, I would see 4 swim lanes. But if my peer who is working on a B2B, which has a longer cycle and multiple stages, when he switches on to the business process flow type, then he will see multiple stages based on his business process flow.
Okay, thank you. Can we use grid view and Kanban at the same time? And can we filter Kanban board data?
Yes. So I think one thing also I kind of forgot to mention here. The cards that you see at the moment inside your Kanban view, these cards are pretty customizable. So on the screen, if you see today, there is a opportunity topic that is highlighted in the blue. Then you have the contact with whom this opportunity is attached. You have the account for which this opportunity is, which is AdventureWorks in this case. If there is estimated revenue, there is estimated close date. So we have pretty much 5 fields of information, and then we have the summary also at the top. If you wish to see another 2 fields other than estimated revenue and estimated close date, then in that case you can go to the form view and you can do the customization on the card form, and then that would be reflected back here. So it's pretty customizable. If what is provided out of the box by Microsoft doesn't fit you, then in that case you can customize these cards from your form view, from your customized form feature.
Thank you. And I think this is the last one. Is there a readily available report out of Kanban board?
I believe converting the view into a report is not possible at this time, because that would need its own set of jugglery to do. But what you can always do is, if you have a really streamlined sales process and number of items in a particular fish lane, you can always do a print screen and share it with the management for analytics purpose. But I don't think there is a readily available report that you can churn out in a similar fashion like a Kanban view, or something that I'm certainly not aware of. But as far as I know, it's not available to have a report similar to the Kanban view.
Actually, Akhil, this is Sanjeev. Maybe, from a actual practice standpoint, having been in, sales ops, I could take a little bit of that as well to add to that. You would actually end up, for management, if you want a view of your forecast, you would actually be looking at, historicals as well as your pipeline data as you're presenting here. And, the best practice there is to actually take the data out and then present it in a Power BI, where management can actually go in and see everything in one go. What has actually happened in the past, and what does your pipeline look like going from qualification all the way to proposal, and build a total view of the forecast by person, by sales manager, by geography, segment, etc. So a better view would actually be in a tool like Power BI. Back to you, Akhil.
That's perfectly right. And another thing is, with all the different tools that are available now, you have already seen Paul was mentioning how you can have the adaptive cards in Microsoft Teams. And earlier, Geeta was also saying that how you can access your sales data in Microsoft Teams. It would make a lot of sense to have different views by your top 3 customers, top 10 customers, and things like these, and have things mentioned in your in Kanban view, and make it available on the Teams bot or the Teams app for Dynamics 365, or Dynamics 365 app for Teams rather. And then your senior management, let's say if your zonal sales head or area sales head wants to have something that he may be interested in, like top 3 opportunities, top 3 pipeline items, then you can have a similar view laid there also.
Thank you. And we still have some time for one more questions. Yeah. Whether we can have the Kanban and grid view based on the user role?
I think you would have noticed that I activated this from the customization area. So I think it's pretty much I mean, on the organization level, it's not a personal setting that you can make on a user-to-user basis. And I haven't explored that, to be honest, but what I would assume is it's basically organization wide. So as I said, if your organization already has this practice of working in an agile fashion, they are pretty used to using the physical Kanban boards, as you would have seen in the presentation, two people standing in front of it, discussing the different cards or the tickets that are in one of the fish lanes. So if the nature of your organization is like that, then switch it on for your organization. But if the nature of the organization is not that, then probably don't do it. When it comes to different business units, yes, then in that case, if you have different instances churned out for different business unit in your organization, then you can have it by individual instance basis. But at the moment, I think once you start it for a certain instance or environment or an organization, Dynamics organization, it's the same thing for everyone.
Okay, thanks. I think that's it for now. And thanks, Paul, for your wonderful session and insightful information. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, everyone. I know this is shorter, but some of the times we really need to focus on one feature which may help one or the other person in the community to activate it for one of their customers or showcase it to their management as part of one of their sales wow factor. So make use of Kanban and feel free to reach out to one of us. You are always welcome to reach.
The opportunity to speak today. My name is Juneidi, and I'm a senior pre-sales consultant at Technosoft Consulting, and I'm mainly focusing on Dynamics 365 customer engagement and Power Platform. In today's session, I want to spend time with all of you explaining one of the exciting products from Dynamics 365 for marketing workload, and how this app can help the marketer and salesperson to create a more personalized and end-to-end customer engagement. So before that, I want to explain about the business challenges that faced by marketing team today. Then I will provide you an overview of Dynamics 365 marketing that includes topics like key capabilities, integration, and also a quick demo that how we can set a personalized customer engagement using this app. Okay, so let's begin with the bottom line. Every company wants to expand and grow the sales. Delivering on the goals become the more difficult because of the competition and the technology increases, right? So your company manage a lot of tools, teams, and people. Aligning all those moving parts measure to customer expectation can be tough. Not only do you need to provide a great experience, but you also need to do it again, and again, consistently. That's the only way to grow your business in the experience economy right now. Another things, the business challenge is like, customer data is scattered across multiple systems because customer interact with an organization across many channels. Collecting customer data is the single most important key to your marketing strategy. Without data, you're marketing blindly, hoping to reach your target audience or persona. Maybe many business that collect data do not know what to do with it and end up with pulling it from a single source. In this morning session, Tom and Mano already explained how to unify your customer data by using customer insight and also Azure Synapse Analytics. With customer insight, it can reduce the complexity and cost of bringing together disparate customer data with a pre-built connector and also intelligence. And if you combine with the marketing app, you can do a more segmented and more personalized experience and processes as well. Okay, and another most important thing is sometimes, sorry, sometimes seller ignore the marketing leads because they even don't know what is the leads needs from the marketing apps. Uh, with Dynamics 365 for marketing, there is a tool called lead scoring that can give some insight before this lead is passed from the marketer to the salesperson. So with lead scoring, we can calculate a score for each lead based on demographic or filmographic and other interaction that done by the leads. For example, like opening email, submitting a landing page, maybe visiting your website or attending an event. From all that activity that done by the leads, it will get a score of that leads. So each scoring model, including a sales ready threshold, when a lead score is past this threshold, for example, like is past 70%, then it get marked as sales ready, which is can trigger another event within the Dynamics 365, so we can pass this lead to the marketing or to the salesperson or to the telemarketing, so they can follow up with the confidence. They know what they are following up. So because they have an insight before the lead is passed to them. That's one of the advantage of using this Dynamics 365 for marketing. So what the purpose of these apps is like to power the marketer to get an end-to-end customer experience. Dynamics 365 application, including like marketing, sales, and customer service, are built on the Dynamics 365 platform, which is making full and easy integration one another and streamline interaction across customer experience. For example, like for lead generation, with marketing, you can increase conversion by focusing on best prospect, enrich customer data with external such as a brand affinity or preference to better predict which prospect are more likely to convert to a customer, right? And then for the campaign and segmentation, create a more accurate and micro-targeted segment to better reach prospect and customer. Send a segment to using the tools for email campaign or maybe mobile messaging. And use this combination of event, location, user profile, attributes, and historical data from customer insight to deliver personalized information, content, and over. And then we also have the website or content personalization. This when you visit the website or visit a website, then it's very welcome if someone is greeting you because you have visited this website before. So maybe I visit the website A, then I put some information of my information. For example, like I register for some event, and then I next time when I come to this website again, the website know that I'm the right person. I'm the previous person visit the website. That's the power of the marketing. So you feel like you are very welcoming to the company, to the you are very welcoming to visit that website. So what also in sales? In sales, you have the product recommendation and also next best action. So instead of you are just offer the product that already have by the customer, you can crawling data from customer insight and get a product recommendation and blast the email marketing based on the insight that collect from the customer insight. So you get a more targeted, a more segmented customer. Okay, so this is the new approach to creating a personalized customer experience. From the bring together data from the nearly any source, including Microsoft apps, third-party apps, to gain a personalized insight that bring about action. Or maybe we can create a customer journey, use extensive customer journey management capability to create a long-term relationship with customer. Also, we can align marketing and sales with the same tools, because sometimes marketing and sales have a different tools. Marketing get a lead, the lead pass to sales, but the sales doesn't know what is the leads for, because they don't have any insight of the leads. And then you have some advantage for using the AI and combine with customer insight to get a better prediction, better insight. And the most important thing is Dynamics marketing is built on Dynamics 365 platform, which is allowing for a smooth connection to other Dynamics apps like a sales, like a customer service, like a customer insight, and the others. So, but how we do get this personalization correct? In this session, I will explain about this point. So I will show you how we can get a targeted segmentation, a dynamic content, setting a marketing page and form, also setting up the website personalization, campaign orchestration or customer journey, and also the lead management. So let me jump to the demo. In here, if you can see my screen now, I'm in the application or marketing application. So maybe I can explain to you how to enable this marketing app. If you are going to the Power Admin platform, you see, in here, you can go to Dynamics 365 here, admin. And then you go to the application. From here, you can select the marketing application and click the manage. When you click the manage, you will go to the setup page and you can set up your marketing application. And also, when you set up the marketing application, it will ask you for the web hosting, which is the website that will be host for your event, or I will explain later. So in marketing, you can publish an event in the website. So the marketing apps offer you an integration with the Dynamics 365 portal, or you can integrate with your own website. So after you set up all of this, you can get this marketing application. And just for your information, this marketing application is not licensed based on the user. So for example, like in the sales, you get the user license. The license is charged on the user. Customer service also on the user. But in marketing app, the license is charged on your marketable contact. So in here, if I close here, in here you can see there's a quota limits. And in this page, you can see the information about the marketing contacts and the total contacts in your database. So let's say you have like 1 million customer, but you only use 2,000 marketable contact. So it only charges you by 2,000 marketable contact. So you don't need to. It doesn't charge you by 1 million, but only charge you by 2,000 because you use 2,000 contact for your activity, like for your email blasting, for your event notification, for your marketing page, marketing promotion. If you use only 2,000, it will only charge you by 2,000. And it also have the limitation of email messaging, which is 10 times for your marketing contact. So let's say you have 2,000 marketable contacts, then the maximum email that you can send in 1 month is about 2,000 email messages. But I think it's really enough because you doesn't want to send one person 10 emails in 1 month. It will be a spam, right? So let me jump to the application. So to create a personalized customer engagement, first we get to create a segmentation, right? Segmentation here. Let me jump to segmentation. I have some segmentation, but let me show you how to create a segmentation. There is a dynamic segmentation and also static segmentation. Dynamic segmentation is based on the criteria, like maybe it's dynamic. When you define a criteria like a gender, male, and city in Indonesia, and Jakarta, country in Indonesia, everyone that meet this criteria will be included in this segment. So in here, you can see there's a pre-built segmentation. Like for example, like attendee a session, attendee an event, basic interaction. For example, like you hold an event and you send out the email blast and you want to create a segment based on that event. So you can use this one, attend an event. So when you click attend an event, it will get a browse, it will query all the people that attend to some event and use that people as a segmentation. So let me try one of these basic profile segment. From here, based on my previous explanation that every segment must be have link to the contact because all the information in marketing app is related to the contact. So in contact, I can say that I want to target country equal to Indonesia. Okay, and maybe add a condition, gender. Maybe I can gender say male, and then I can define again the status. The status maybe select active. Then in here, you can get estimate size. For example, like here, we got 3 people with this criteria. This one will increase based on your contact input. For example, you get a new contact and meet this criteria, then it will increase dynamically. So in here, you also can see the flow and the query. Okay, let me name it like my profile for this app. Okay. After you create a segmentation, you can check for error. Okay, if your segment is passed and ready to go, then you can go live. Remember, everything that used in the customer journey or marketing app must be checked for error and go live. Because they publish this segmentation to their machine, the Azure machine, to get a query to be used later in the tracking or to be used in the tracking. So from here, segmentation. If you are done with segmentation, the next thing we want to create is the marketing email. So we get a personalized email here. I have a sample here. I create a one marketing email for our meetup. So in here, if I edit, okay, this one is using by edit. Maybe I create a new one. New. When I create a new one, new marketing email, you can choose a pre-built email template. This is very nice. Microsoft been built so many templates to utilize your marketing purpose. For example, like maybe I choose this one. Can select. Yes, then in here, I can change the image. For example, I change to this one, right? And then logo, I get a logo here, right? Maybe make it smaller. Okay. Then thank you for joining us. Okay. Let me make it more personalized, which is like I can get in here a dynamic content. For example, like I can get contact and then yes, no relationship, or you can relate to other entity that related to contact. So for example, like the contact has a company name, you want to personalize a company name of that contact, you also can. But for this demo, I create only field related to the contact. For example, like full name. Okay, full name. So later, when I save this one, APAC is app unity, and then let me define the preview text event registration. Okay, and then we can check the email. Is it the proper email or not? Because some email will be landing on your junk email or spam email, right? This is the AI capability that offered by Dynamics to check your email. For example, like here, you click this accessibility check, it will get you issue, two issue. So in here, you can see a recommendation like change the color of font color, background color to adjust the contrast ratio. Maybe I can change to a white and then checks again, and then it passes, right? Another thing is like they also have the spam checker. This spam checker check your email. Is it the good email to be landing on the inbox or not? For this page, email marketing, we see there's a low risk, right? But what if we add some word? I'm very sorry. I tried to find another word, but not good. But I use this word, right? And then when we check again spam, it will increase the spam risk. Why? Because it refers to an erratic drug. The host name has too long or something like this. So the AI is analyze your email and try to make your email be the better email to landing in the inbox of the customer. So it will not landing in the junk email, or it will not landing in the spam or others. So let delete this word, and then we check again for the last time. Okay, low risk, right? Lower than before. Then we check for the error. No error found, and then we can just check for here. Nothing. Then we can go live. Oh yeah, and this one is A/B testing. A/B testing is like you test two email. For example, like I have two design of email, and then using this A/B testing to send out both of email. But if the response is more, some people or more of the people like the design of design A, which is it will automatically send out the design A instead of design B. So for example, like I take the 10%, 10% of my segment, and I try to send out this A/B testing. Then from the 10%, I get a result that 9% of the people is like my design in design A. So for the rest of 90%, I will send the design A instead of design B, right? So let's go live in this marketing email. Okay, after we go live with this marketing email, then I forget to rename this one. Maybe I can edit. Okay, APAC marketing email. Okay. Okay, go live. And then the next thing is like after you create a segmentation, after you create a marketing email, the next thing you want to create is a customer journey, which is create a journey to personalize your customer experience. In here, I already have some customer journey that going live. I will show you the idea of the customer journey. So in customer journey, there is this journey. There's a tile. Each tile is linked to the action of the campaign or the customer or the journey. So for example, in here, I define my segmentation is male customer and female customer in Indonesia, which is I already create the segment before. Then I send the email, which is like here I can see online meetup, this email, this kind of email to the segment that I already defined. Then from there, I can get a trigger. So from here, if you see, I can track all the activity on the email, right? So for example, like total delivered, unique open, total open or unique click. Sometimes some email marketing have different some link attached to the marketing email, right? You want also to track which customer is interested in clicking that link and open a new page maybe, or open a new website maybe. Also this delivery, okay, and links. In here you can see your marketing email. There is some links, so it can track your total click, unique click, or click rate. And this is what I mean by personalized. So like dear Juneidi, or maybe you can add more personalized information like country, city, hobby, all the record that related to your contact can be added as personalized. So in here you can see the link and how many clicks on the links and the interaction. It's like open email, click email. Then this one is the timeline. Like why there's a hard bonds in here. Let's see delivery. And there's a hard bonds. This one. Okay, this is Technosoft ID. Maybe this domain doesn't exist or error, then it will get a hard bounce email. So from here, you can also create a segmentation, which is like for all the people that already sent an email to the for specific event, that email has bounced, then I want to create a segment from there. We also can create that. Another thing I want to explain is open email times. So let's say that sometimes I open an email. Everyone has a different time opening an email, right? So maybe I'm usually opening email in the morning, or maybe Paul usually opening email in the afternoon or evening, or Sanjeev usually opening email in the afternoon. Everyone has a different behavior. So with dynamics marketing, it will send out an email based on the customer behavior. So let's say I usually open the email in the morning, the email will deliver to me to my mailbox in the morning. So it will have the more success rate when you open the email, right? This one, the A/B test result. So after we also can get a trigger based on the email that we send. So let's say in here I have a rule for if someone opened an email, right? I have wait for H-1 event. I will send him a agenda, right? So the journey start from here. We create a segmentation. We send an email invitation or something announcement. If someone opened the email, then we can create before the event. We can also send the email, the agenda, or another email. For here, I think I create agenda. Yep. And so the story is like that. Okay. Okay. So that's the customer journey. In customer journey, let me create a new customer journey and show you. For create customer journey, you also have the pre-built customer journey template. For example, like announcement, also have a blank template that which is you can create from the scratch, and you also can save your previous customer journey as a template. So another interesting customer journey is this event marketing. Let's see. Let's create an event marketing. See here. Okay. Let me expand. In here, you can see there's a segmentation. So you divide your segment. You're sending an event invitation and track if someone is registered to the event or not. If someone registered to the event, wait until the event, then send an event invitation. Event announcement or event email marketing. Then after this, they attend the event, you can also send a email thank you, and also you can send some survey which is integrate to the Forms Pro survey. Okay. If not, if someone is not registering, you can track again and send them the reminder email. So in here you can see you can create a journey. It really depend on your business process. In here you can track all the activity, like for example, like if someone not even open the email, you send the email reminder, and you also can create an activity, phone call activity, and assign this phone call activity to the maybe telemarketing to be followed up by him or her. And then you also can create a leads. Another so many activity you can do in here, right? So this is the customer journey. And another thing is like how you can make a personalized is you have the feature in here, personalized page. So if I jump to here, I create a personalized page and I embedded this script into my website. So what happened here is when I access this website, it will tell me, hi, Jessica, because previously I'm accessing this website and I put information in here, like first name, last name, and email. And then when I revisit this site again, the site will know that I'm a Jessica, right? But how about if I'm going to put an incognito here and I access the same website? See, it doesn't prompt anything, right? So what happened in here is I create a personalized page. Then in field, I adding some field information like first name and last name. And the next thing is I create a marketing form. In marketing form, I create a new landing page. Okay, in here, let me edit. In here, you can define that your marketing form, like first name, last name, email, or maybe you want to add another text, right? You can also add a link to the field, right? Field in the dynamics. So, example, you want to link to the zip code, you want to link to marital status and others. And then don't forget to put a remember me here. So there's a function in here, remember me, and also I put in here already. You put the remember me in your marketing form, and when someone is filling up his information or her information in here and check this remember me and submit, it will trigger the script in my personalized page that we create before, and we embed it in here. So I create a marketing page for spring sales, right? And if we see let me edit this page. And then I go to the HTML view. And let's see, I can find the first name. Yep, here. This is the script I generate from the previous personalized page. So if you can see here, personalized page here, script here will be the same script in here. So I just embed this script into this marketing page that I created before, and then I put some tracking to track whoever have visited this page and greeting them with their first name or last name. So you also can do some design, like you change this font to "Hi Juneidi," "Hi Jessica," or something like that. Okay. That's the how we can do the market personalized in the web page. Another thing is like leads. I explained before that leads has lead scoring, right? So before the leads is passed from the marketing to salesperson, the leads must be scored first, because if the lead passed to the salesperson without any information, the salesperson will be like following up blindly, nothing and know nothing about this sales. It will very uninformative. So let's see how lead scoring model works. So from here, you have three list template. Or you can create a new one. I have created three this one. So behavior, demographic score, or firmographic score. So like behavior score, I can define the condition and action. First, you define a condition. So for example, like condition is lead open the email, right? I can add a 10 point of that. If lead click link on the email, I also can add 10 point to increase the lead scoring. And if he click the link on the email and open our website, I add another 30 points. But in here, you can define your sales ready score. For example, like if the lead is reach 70, then this lead can be passed to the salesperson. When this lead passed to salesperson, the leads will be the salesperson will see the leads and related to contact with so many insight. So for example, here you can see insight. So before he following up this lead, he already know that this lead already visit, already email open, and already visit website, already attend the event, already submit a form, and then etc. All the interaction that this lead has been happen, it the salesperson will know it, and it will create a more personalized interaction, more personalized when we talking to the leads. Oh, you already have visited this event, you already get our email, are you interested in our promotion, and etc. So the salesperson will follow up this lead not blindly but with so many insight and interaction, right? So this is the marketing function, mostly of the marketing function, how you can create a personalized customer experience. Another function is like event management. So in event management, for example, like let's see in here, yeah, sometimes you want to create an event like a webinar, or you hosting an event in one venue, one building, and you want to create a personalized event registration until they come to the event, until they from the registration until they come to the event, attend the event, uh, and also fill up the survey and back from the event, and they get a very personalized, very engagement experience. So in here, you also can create an event. I create example for the BizApp and Power App Meetup. You can see here, you can define the general event name, event type, format, the agenda, sorry, the schedule, also the agenda. In the agenda, you can create a session. So it will, someone on the website here, if I click the website here, so when you publish this event, it will publish on the website. So in here, it linked to the Dynamics Power App portal, and create a website here. If someone register in here, for example, I register email address. Okay, I check out, maybe this one. 5. I check out. Okay, maybe trying not is accepting new registration. Okay. Maybe because we doesn't this event already finished or something, but when you register in there, your information will be in here, event registration, and you can track all the registration and all the response and how many check-in attendee. So every register will get a QR code. When they come to the event, they can scan a QR code, and automatically the attendees will come to this subgrid. So even check-in, the attendee will come to this, and then who canceled the event also you can track, and then you also can do some post-event like sending them the survey, and you track the survey response also. Additional information is like you can track the financial of doing this event. For example, like costing of booking rooms and accommodation and etc. And team member, who are the member that working on this event, who are organizing this event. And here, like room reservation, yeah. And then in this event, that I said before, in the marketing, you also can link with the customer journey. in email event marketing. So in here, if you select the unit template for event marketing, okay, wait a minute, still loading.
Hi, Juneidi. While
Yeah, yes,
waiting,
yes, Paul,
we have
yes.
some question here.
Uh-huh.
You want to answer the question already?
Sure, sure.
All right. From number one question, can we export or report customer journey insight with all the charts and visualizations?
Sorry, export the
Yeah, can we export or maybe create an insight or report with all charts
yes,
and visualization
yes,
for the
indeed.
customer journey?
Yes, indeed. Let me show you later. Wait, I'm still running. So to create a custom report or for customer journey, you can integrate with the Power BI. So there's a link. You can export the interaction in here in the Azure blob, and then from the Azure blob, you get from the Power BI, you get the interaction uh, record from the blob and making that the visualization on there. I have the, let's see, customer. Uh, in here, Power BI. Yes, this one. So first, you subscribe Azure Blob, and then connect to the marketing, right? And then you pull all the data interaction, because the interaction data is very big. It is a big data. So you pull the data to the Azure Blob storage, and then you use the Power BI to connect to the interaction point. So Microsoft already has the pre-built marketing analytic template and sample Power BI reports for these marketing apps. You can use that and get a report and visualization from there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think this would be the last question.
Uh-huh.
How to enable check email feature? I check it on my site but cannot find it.
Check email. What meaning check email?
So how to enable check email feature?
Check email.
So, yep.
Oh, this one. Oh, I see. Because you are in the, you must, this one is the latest update. So it's a 2020 wave 1. So you need to update your environment first. You enable the the update, the preview on the admin portal. Okay, you go to the environment and go to your environment, and then you must reactive this one, the 2020 release wave 1. After you reactivate, you go to the marketing and go to the setting. In the setting, you go to the quick setup. From here, you must update your marketing apps to the latest one. Then you can see the check email on the email marketing design in here. You mean, right? In here, okay, edit. Okay. Yep, email checker. This one. This one is the wave 2020 wave 1 feature. Previously, only have a spam checker, but now they have the accessibility checker.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
For other questions, you can email Junaidi and follow him in LinkedIn and post other questions here on chat. So he will be here to answer your questions later. Junaidi, last words before you end your session.
Yep. So this is all the Dynamics 365 marketing feature from lead multi-channel campaign, lead nurturing, event management, insight and report also. You also have a survey with forms flow. This is the new feature that rolled out in Wave 2020 Wave 1. And also custom analytic with Power BI and unified platform, which is an AI capability, which is automatic scheduler that I explained before, the and also the spam score. And this is the simple marketing automation example. So for example, like you want to periodic send newsletter or congratulatory email or welcome email when someone buying your product and purchase your product, you want to send a great email marketing to them, and maybe you can do a cross selling from there and another idea. And then yep, in here you also can have this abandoned cart. You see, if someone, maybe I myself sometimes go to the website and purchase some goods, but I close the website because I see later I will buy this item later. But in marketing, you can get this abandoned cart and maybe send some email promotion. Hey, you already check out this item, but why you don't buy? Okay, we give you 30%. Then it will encourage the customer to, oh yeah, 30%. Then I will automatically check out and buy these items. Something like that you can do in the marketing. And last, so thank you for the opportunity that give to me to explain about the marketing app and how to personalize your customer engagement. And please evaluate this session. And thank you very much. And back to you, Paul.
Thank you, Junaidi, for that insightful demo and also session for Dynamics 365 for marketing. The demo is really deep. We encourage all of the viewers and UG group and other people here to evaluate our session. While Phantip is preparing, Phantip, can you give us like your voice or screen for testing?
Yeah, just a moment, please.
So while Phantip is preparing, let me introduce our next speaker. So Phantip Kolilanon from Thailand. So he's a technology solutions professional intern at Microsoft. Um, he's also a Microsoft student partner. He's leading our Thailand community for Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. So Phantip, if you're okay.
Okay, yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, and I think the voice is also clear. There you
All
go.
right.
You can do the stage now. You can get the stage now.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. For this session, you will learn about the new capability update of Power BI and sample Power BI solution for COVID-19. So let me introduce myself first. My name is Phantip. I will be the speaker with Chalaivate. We are from Power Platform Community Thailand. For our agenda, I will present the Power BI April 2020 update. Then Chalaivate will show you the COVID-19 tracking sample dashboard for Thailand. If you have questions, please let us know in the chat. So let's do a quick recap for people who are new to Power BI. What is Power BI really about? Power BI is a business analytics service by Microsoft. It aims to provide interactive visualization and business intelligence capability with an interface simple enough for end user to create their own report and dashboard. The objective of Power BI is to make it really easy for everyone to extract data. We can use Power BI to connect to any data source on-premise or in the cloud and deliver compelling insight to every employee in the organization. So whether the employee are in the office or on the road, whether they are in front of their PC or walking the factory floor, they have innovation at their fingertips. In case you don't know, Power BI is a leader in analytic and BI platform, as you can see in the graphic. Gartner recognized Microsoft as a leader for the 13th consecutive year in the Gartner 2020 Magic Quadrant for Analytic and Business Intelligence Platform. So, Power BI has a rapid innovation, explosive growth, and scale. You're welcome to join the community to connect with a million Power BI members around the world and discover valuable insight and tips from the Power BI team. For Power BI roadmap, you can go to Microsoft Docs to see the features that are planned to release. I will show you the highlight for the upcoming release in this session, which Power BI is investing in key areas that drive a data culture. First is creating amazing data exploration experience. Second, modern enterprise business intelligence. And the third, organization-wide analytics at scale. So the first one, new look. Microsoft made an enhancement to the new look, including improvement to the use of horizontal space and additional usability enhancement from the preview from the preview period. The new look will become the default and only option for user. So it's general availability now. You can access and see the new look of the Power BI on your desktop. The second one, new filter pane. The new Power BI filter pane enables report designer to completely customize the look and feel of filter in their Power BI report. Designer can also lock, hide, or rename filter in the pane to ensure the base experience of that report customer. In addition, customers get better interactivity with filter, including a contextual pop-up on every visual, helping them to understand which filter are applied. So this is also GA as well. Next, the new filter pane on. No, with the new filter experience, as you can see, I zoom in for this screenshot. Report. Customer can also hover over any visual to see a read-only list of all the filter or slicer affecting the visual. Office ribbon in Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop will ship with a modern ribbon that users are familiar with from Office. Users will now be able to save canvas space by using the simplified ribbon, pin more report using the update file menu, see available theme in the theme gallery and preview theme on hover, and format visual through a universal formatting control. Next, data lineage. BI professionals use Power BI today to build advanced analytical projects spanning numerous data sources, artifacts, and dependencies. Providing insight about the data lineage in this project is key for shaping efficient work process and for empowering users to better manage existing dependency, derive the potential impact of planned change in the project, and determine data lineage for important business KPIs. Data lineage insight also help BI professionals understand exactly where their data come from and access usage on various artifacts, such as popular data sets. So Microsoft is introducing a new experience for visualizing data lineage between different Power BI artifacts within a workspace and including across workspace dependency, as well as deriving impact analysis for shared datasets. In addition, APIs to extract lineage information will be supported. This new experience makes it possible for Power BI professional and admin to better understand the relationship between artifacts and more easily manage Power BI projects in their organization. This will be GA in April 2020. Visual project data can be used for flexible modeling over enterprise and self-service data. So this is not have the timeline yet, but I just want to pick up. So next is due to button. Many report auto use button throughout their report to help users navigate throughout information in a guide way. This improvement will include due to as an action For button, the author will be able to create a button that takes into account what has been selected on the canvas and navigate the user to a particular drill-through report. As you can see in this example, after the user selects the word bar in the chart, the See Detail button is enabled. When they select the See Detail button, they drill through the market basket analysis page. As you can see from the visual on the left, the drill through page is now filtered for word. This feature will be available in May 2020. Next, copy and paste visual into the other application. As you can see, this screenshot is in Microsoft Teams. Conversation about the data should happen with ease, no matter which tool your employee use. You'll be able to directly copy and paste visual from Power BI into other application, retaining visual formatting that make it easy to interpret for recipient, as well as link back to Power BI for further exploration. This will be available in May this year. Next, incremental refresh. Incremental refresh enables very large dataset in the Power BI Premium service with the following benefit. First, refresh are faster. Only the data that has changed need to be refreshed. For example, refresh only the last 5 days of a 10-year dataset. Second, refresh are more reliable. It's no longer necessary to maintain long-running connection to volatile source system. Third, resource consumption is reduced. Raise data to refresh reduce overall consumption of memory and other resource. This capability will be brought to general availability, including removing the restriction that model be hosted in Power BI Premium. Anyone with a Power BI Pro license will be able to use this feature in May 2020. Next, hierarchy slicer. Power BI Slicer will add native support for hierarchy. This will allow users interacting with a report to drill into different levels of hierarchy and make selection within one slicer. Author will no longer have to add multiple slicers to the page or leverage a visual form app sort to support this scenario. In addition, the performance when interacting with the hierarchy slicer will be improved from what users experience today when using multiple slicers. So this will be available in June 2020. Decomposition tree. The decomposition tree is a new visual that helps you understand the root cause contributing to a high or low KPI value. The decomposition tree lets you break down a metric by one or more dimensions to understand what impact individual factors have on a KPI. The Power BI decomposition tree is an AI visualization, which means you have two choices. The first choice is that you can select the dimension you want to break down the KPI. The second choice lets Power BI automatically find the most interesting split and conduct the root cause analysis for you. So this is the most request feature in the Power BI user group. Next, conditional formatting for total and subtotal. A top feature request on the Power BI Ideas Forum is conditional formatting and on total and subtotal. This improvement will bring more Excel-like the Excel-like capability to the Power BI table and metric visualization. So if you are on the Excel, you can turn on a conditional format and it will highlight the data with the color, right? So designer will be able to apply conditional formatting to total and subtotal in metric, better enabling them to highlight the most important characteristic of that data. This feature will allow designer to set the scope for currently available conditional formatting option. For example, background color, font color, data bar, and icon format by color scale, rule, or field value to specify the level of hierarchy to which they would like to apply the formatting. Also, this will be available in GA in July 2020. So that's the highlight of Power BI roadmap. Next, Chalaivate will show you the COVID-19 tracking sample dashboard for Thailand. John Chalaivate, are you here?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you can share your screen.
Yeah. Okay. Everyone see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see your screen now.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Today, I'm very proud to be honored to participate as speaker at APAC event here. The situation of COVID-19 occur. We need to know the information of the infected person, new cases, total cases for each country or regions. Today, I will create a Power BI report for use, for demonstrate to use, for seeing trends occur on daily basis as well. Power BI will help us bring the data together and create a beautiful report by showing results with many visualization and able to combine your data together and create modernized report. Okay, my name is Chalaivate. I'm come from Thailand. I'm head instructor of Nine Expert, and I'm come from the Power BI platform Thailand. And now I'm a leader of SQL Server Community Thailand too. Okay, let's start. Today I will create a report like this. Okay, this will show you the active case, total case of COVID-19 infected person, and you can customize. And finally, I will show you the link. You can download this file to create of your own. Okay, let's start. Overview of Power BI. Now I will create your report from get data from two sources. Like today I will get this one. I get from website Worldometer, and the next one is I will get data from Excel. Okay, two sources to create the report using Power BI. Okay. Okay, I will download the Power BI desktop, the largest version here. And after I create this report finished, I will publish to Power BI service here. And after you publish your report to Power BI service on the cloud, you will get your report using your mobile phone or tablet too. After that, if the data of infected people will change, you can sync your data using Power BI Gateway too. Okay, this can automatically update your data. You can see your report on your mobile. Okay. This source I will get data from the website called worldometer.info. Okay, this data like this. Okay, you can search from the search engine, and you will see this one is the website of today, Worldometer. I will copy the address. This one I will copy and go to the Power BI. I will demonstrate you about 20 minutes. Okay, from this scenario, this case study. Okay. First of all, okay, when you open the Power BI desktop, you can get the data from click the Get Data button on Home tabs and click the website. Okay, I will get from the website Get Data and website here. Okay, I paste the URL from Worldometer here and click the OK. to retrieve data. When you click OK, Power BI will get data from the web page and retrieve the table of data here. I have two tables. The table 0 is the statistic of now, of today, and table 1 is the yesterday data. Okay, I will click and select table 0. You can see the preview on the right pane, and the buttons have two buttons like load or transform. If your data is not complete, you need to be transform your data. I click the transform data to transform my data before load it to Power BI data model and create the visualization. If I click the transform data, it will open the Power Query editor. The Power Query is the tools, is the powerful tools for transform. You can ETL, extract your data, transform, cleansing, shaping your data here. Okay, I click, I get this one of table. First of all, I will filter out some record is not need for this one. I will filter the data on the column of country, others. Here, I'm drop down and I check out some countries. It's not the country, it's maybe the continents. I will check it out, filter out, like Africa, Asia, Europe, is a continent, North America, Oceania, South America, and the world. If you not filter out, it will be double the result of some of case, maybe double. I will check it out. Okay. I have the 222 rows, have 12 columns. When I filter the data out, the next column I will clean is the total recover. You will see the data types of this column is not correct. It's ABC is like a text, but some rows has NA record. I will change the NA to by using the replace value. I will replace value of NA to NA. I replace to now or empty. Okay, to delete NA out, and now we can set up the data type to be the whole number. Okay, this column is the correct data type. You will see the preview of your data is okay for load your data to Power BI. Okay, now I close and apply to transform this data. When you add the new action, Power Query will create the step. This step will be automatic transform with this step. When you refresh your data again, it will be go to each step and apply the action, filter, replace value, and change your data type. It will be automatic next time you refresh your data. So you can create the step that you need to be transformed. It have many tools, many action you can add to your Power Query that make the code, the line of code of the M language. I will show you. I right click here and show. I click the advanced editor. This will be create the programming in M language here. Okay, it's a text file. It's so powerful to get your data. I get data from this website. I transform my data. I filter out some continents out. I replace NA to nouns and okay. This finished for create the Power Query here, and I will close and apply. When you close and apply, it will retrieve data from Worldometer website and transform with your step. Data will go to your data model in Power BI. Here, I will check. Okay, I get this one. Okay, finish. And the next one, I will get the data from Excel. This data have the country and region for statistic from Worldometer, but it's no continents. I need to be filter using the continents. This country is which continent? I get data from Excel by click home and Excel file. I prepare you in the Excel. Okay, I click continents. It's the Excel file. I prepare it for you. You can get this one too after this session. Okay, I create the table. This, if you get data from Excel, you will this left pane will show you in three about list of name, list of table, list of worksheet. I get from my table on Excel. I click this table. It have the country and continents column. I will try. This one is okay. I will load it to data model. Okay. Okay. I will be rename the tables. This one is continent. This one is this one is COVID-19. Okay. When I get this one, through tables, I will link it together using the relationship of combine the two tables to relate column. I will click country here to country here. Okay, but some country have on two continents. It's maybe too many, but that's okay. I click okay. This one, okay, finish. For create the relationship and load data to data model already. The next one, after you transform your data will load to data models. The next one you need to set up is format your data and set your hierarchy to this one. I will click the total case. Total case is a number of case, all case, like this. Total case. Okay, I will format my column. Total case, I need to be the comma separator. Okay, total debt. total recovery, active case, okay, total test, okay. I format column to be the show format, the correct format on my visual. I will set on this data model. Okay. The next one, I will create the hierarchy. Okay. I will set the continents and country is the country hierarchy. Okay, one continent have many country. I will create a continents hierarchy like this. Okay, I click the country and drag the country to continents. Okay, it will be create the hierarchy of continents. The group of continents will be many countries. Okay. Okay. The next one is the visualization. You can, this data will already to create your visualization now. Okay, I set the first one is the theme of your report. Power BI come from many themes. Click the view tabs on your ribbon and you will see many themes, and you can download more from theme galleries on the web and load it to your own. Okay, I click I need the innovate themes. I click it. It's the background. Okay, I will drag the data from the fields to the visual by drag it from the right to the left here, and I set data. Okay. Oh, I will set the data about the data categorization too by it's no point on my map because my data is not mapping to with data categorization in Power BI. I will click the continents, and this column on the column tools, you will click the data categorization and set it to the continents. Okay, continents, and the countries. You click the country and set data categorized to country tools. Okay, I click to the countries here. I will check my data, continents and country. Okay. Right. Okay, data categorization. On my visual, we'll create automatic with the map visual. It's so easy. Okay, you can drill up and drill down your data. Now I'm the continents level, and when I need, when I want to go down, drill down to the level of country, I will click here to see the country that affecting with coronavirus here. Okay, and I will drag my data on column of active case. I want to see how many active case in each country or regions, and drag the total case here. Boom. Okay, to see how many people infect active case on each country. Okay. Now I set the map with formatting. Okay, go to the map style, set the theme to the dark. Okay, set the bubble with the last one. Okay, last side. larger size. Okay, here. And the map, you will distinct your color with the continents. I will drag the continents to the regions, okay, to separate with color on each continents here. And the next one, I will create the slicer for filter our data. So it's easy. By drag your continents to your visuals and click on the slicer here. Okay, but this slicer, I think what this slicer is not easy to use. You can change the visual, this visual. I think if you want to be easy to click on your mobile, it's like be the button. By click the format and change it to the orientation to the from vertical to horizontal. Okay, I click horizontal, click here, and this one is the buttons. I change the color of slicer. Items, backgrounds here. Okay, backgrounds darker. Okay, I will check. I click Asia. Okay, I click Europe. Okay, I click North America. It's filter for each country on the continents. Okay, the next one. Okay, I want to summary some data on the right side of my report. I want to show you. I click the insert. You can insert any text by click text box here. I type world COVID-19. I change text larger. Okay. Okay. And you can set the visual of the total case. I want to see a total case. I drag total case here and change it to the visual with the card. Okay. You can add the you can change the card with data label. I need to 2 decimal place. Okay. Now we have 10 millions total case in the world to 10 millions. Okay. I don't like the category label. I off and I on the title instead. I click this total case and I change the color of title. The center is the background like the red one, font. Okay, red. Okay, and set the border on and change my color of border is the light red here. Okay, it's total case.
Hi, Chala. Hi. Sorry to interrupt. You can still continue your demo. For those of you guys who wants to like have a tea break, you can go back at 4 p.m. for the evening session, but Chala can still do the demo while you're doing your tea break. So thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, please continue. Why we have 3 break.
3 break. Okay.
Yeah.
งั้นเดี๋ยวต่อนะครับ
อ๋อ
โอเค
ต่อได้เลยครับอาจารย์ เดี๋ยว
ต่อ
ระห
ได้
ว่าง
เลย
นี้เขาก็ให้เบรกไปเรื่อยๆอะไรอย่างนี้
อ๋อโอเคได้ the next one I want to create a more card for summarize my data. Okay, by and click here, and you can copy paste your card here. Copy and paste. Okay, I copy paste and I will change the field of my data. Like, okay, I need to show the active case. I change total case to the active case by change our data. Okay, so active case here. Okay, and change the title to active case. Yes. Okay. You can copy and paste your data. Your visual. Okay, it's so easy. Okay, I copy paste. The next one, I want to show you a new case. Okay, new case is the for every day. Okay, this stat form worldometer will show you for many sources of on the world to see to correct your this data. Okay, I will show the new case here. Okay, change the type of your title here. New case. Okay, and if you want to filter for your country or your regions, you can filter your visual like this. I will show you. Now, the three cards on the top of the right pane is the world statistic. But if I need to show, I need to see the stat of Thailand only. Okay, I will copy the card here, copy and paste. Okay, but the three ones, I will filter. I will show you how to filter your card. Okay, I change the font size smaller by click control and click for each card. You can change the size at the same time by general and height. Okay, 100. Okay, I will arrange this. Arrange my card here. Okay.
Hi, Chala. Please wrap up for 1 minute. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I filter the three cards here to only show only Thailand statistic. You will click the stat here, your card here, and filter by use the filter panes. On the filter panes, you can select the filter by three ways. One is the filter by this visual. The next one is filter on this page, and the next is the all page of your report. Okay, I will create for only this visual by I use the filter by this the field country. I select only Thailand. Okay, I click Thailand. Okay, total case is 2,966 active case. I filter country Thailand. Okay, new case only Thailand today. How many? Thailand. Okay. Now new case has 6. Okay, I will change.
Hi, guys.
Okay.
Kel, sorry to interrupt you, but I think we have to wrap up. I think we have few quick questions, so let's entertain 1 or 2 questions and then we move on to the next session.
Okay.
Okay, so one of the question is that can we make the report real time,
Okay.
like a stream data?
Okay. If you use this, you can get data from worldometer, but you can use the Power BI gateway to refresh the data, but it has 8 times per day. If you want to show, if you need to be the real time, you will maybe use other techniques. Maybe use the power flows to create, right?
Sure, Cal.
Yeah,
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, Cal. Okay. Thanks a lot, Cal. Thanks for this wonderful session. I know you had shown a lot of things in such a short period of time. I really appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone. And I think this is what max we could cover in terms of reporting in this particular time. So thanks, Cal. I think we will move. Yeah,
you can download the file here using this QR code.